Welcome to stage 5 of the Chasing Swiss Tour on Zwift. After 4 wins, today was the Queen stage, and I was hoping to maintain the GC lead heading into the final time trial tomorrow. The course is the WBR climbing route, which is basically 1.5 laps of the mountain route, going up the Epic KOM twice and a trip up the radio tower. Now, Marshall Wahoo has turned up on the start line here, which was creating me some nerves going into the race. So typically this course has a pretty cruisy start because everyone's just watching until the climb starts, and it was no different today. So I'll let you know in this little package where the action happened, so hopefully you enjoy. Heading up onto the bridge for the first time, and the bunch kind of just looking at each other. Joel Lewis, BL13 rider, is up the road. Rode with him in Grand Prix, so a bit of an ally up there. At this stage, I'm kind of looking for what Woo's going to do. It's a long race, a lot of the climbing, so I didn't really want to be towing him along. But happy for Joel to get up the road a little bit and maybe catch him later on down the track, depending on the situation with Woo. The predicament going through my mind right now, though, is I don't want to tow Woo, because if we get to the radio tower and he's saved energy, then he's going to absolutely destroy me up there. So I'm starting to think how I can kind of do this without getting him on the wheel. I've decided that the moment's come to see what happens here. I've got to try and get across to Joel. Ideally, I don't want Woo with me, but I know he's going to chase me, and I'm expecting him to get on the wheel. Maybe once we're together, he'll roll a turn or something. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. He actually sits in the group for a little while, and I open up probably 10, 12 seconds on them, which was a nice little buffer for when he decided to go bananas and start to reel me in. You can see a few K later, and he still hasn't caught me. I've done a pretty solid 5 minutes almost at this point, and he hasn't received any draft either. So I'm okay with that, knowing that I haven't towed him up there. Joel's still got a bit of a gap, but now I'm confident that we can close that on the radio tower. Open up 37 seconds to the main bunch. My plan here is to still try and not tow Woo, and it worked out really well. All right, we're getting into the radio tower KOM now, and Woo has absolutely launched into 8.8 watts a kilo, 9.4, 9.7. He's off. I'm not doing 9 watts per kilo here. I just can't. It's been a solid 20 minutes already up the Epic, so I'm kind of happy to stick into the 400 watt range and maybe limit the losses if I can on the flat. But got a bit demoralised by this, thinking that I'm going to leak some time and the GC could be in a lot of trouble. But he's still up over orange numbers. This is really phenomenal. I don't know how sustainable this is going to be, but at this stage, he got into my psyche a little bit, and the legs had probably dropped a notch just simply through seeing him go up the road. But, I'm still holding over 400 watts pretty comfortably, so it's not like I'm going badly here. And then all of a sudden you'll see his watts start to drop. And then he just pulls up on the side of the road. That's him done. Disappeared. So I didn't know if he'd had a dropout, or if he was done, or if he'd appeared up the road like a ghost. So I kind of kept the pace honest at this stage, but assuming that was him gone, I went from a stage of being a bit demoralised to thinking, okay, well, now I've got my gap over the peloton. Joel's a mate. He's worked pretty hard too, so this stage should be mine now, which is a good feeling. So up over the top of the radio tower, I obviously decided to wait for Joel, so I could have someone to work together on the flat with. Pulling down into the downtown to finish the end of the first lap. We've got a minute and a half. We've worked together. My turns weren't too hard, but they were just honest, keeping the pace consistent. they eventually lost a bit of fight in the chase, and we got that out to about 2.5 minutes before the start of the next climb, which put it between Joel and I. And then he asked if I could pace him to the bottom of the climb so he could try and have a good gap to hold them off. Now, Joel said to go when we got to the Epic. I did offer to tow him through halfway kind of thing. Knowing how well he climbed the first one, I thought, okay, I'm not going to hold 400 watts for this climb, but I'm at least going to start off at a pretty heavy tempo just to hopefully take that bit of hope away, so I could try and ride away for the win without being too contested, which works. I get a bit of a gap here and then was able to settle in. So a fantastic ride by Joel here. He's still got nearly a minute and a half on the chasers, so he's going to hold them off for second. So well done. I think I saw on Strava an hour PB for today, which is good. Coming up through the grade, KOM, the new scenery, which is looking nice. I've done a pretty reasonable effort up through here, held it pretty steady around the 350s. Heart rate pretty comfortable, feeling like this is a bit of a sustainable pace. Little finger to Gatesy, who's watching along from the comfort of his armchair. Heading into the finish line, this is 5 from 5 to make a fantastic week. Going to do a little bit of a kick into the line up to the 700s. We'll roll across the line and we go into the ITT tomorrow with a perfect record. So hopefully I have the legs to hang on to whatever the gap is after the other zones finish. Feel like I'm in a good spot based on the power I've been doing this week. So it's been a good week. Thanks for watching.